What's going on, everybody? Hold on a second. I think we're live. All right. So we apologize for doing a live video impromptu. I realized that the presidential debate or the primary debates, whatever they're called, the Democratic debates are going on right now. I apologize. The only reason we're going live is because if we pre-recorded it, then it's like takes a lot more time. We have to upload it. There's just a lot more that goes into it, and it's easier for me to share the screen using the live software. So we're like, whatever. What's happening, guys? How's it going?
It's unplanned.
I know. I'm not even wearing any like makeup or anything.
Impromptu Tuesday evening.
Oh, we got some first timers here, right? Yeah, it is Tuesday. What's happening?
It's Tuesday, and it is 7:30, and we never do shows on Tuesday ever. And we certainly don't do them at night, but hey, whatever.
Okay, so so this isn't like a regular show or anything like that. We just wanted to get on here and talk about the whole item specifics debacle going on today, because
it's a hot mess.
We don't know what the resolution is or is going to be. Basically, what's happened is, and we don't have all the answers, or maybe not any of the answers, but we can at least talk about the state of things as they are. So basically, as you know, eBay's been making a lot of changes to item specifics, making some big changes to item specifics. The problem is it has caused some serious issues. What's going on over there? You're making little noises over here. Stop that. You getting angry? Get that little squeezy ball over there. That doesn't make noise. Squeezy ball. Get the squeezy. So anyway, so basically, they changed a bunch of stuff. Of course, there's going to be some growing pains with that. The problem is the effect it's had is causing some real issues. Now, they did go ahead and they said that in the selling announcements on your seller hub, they were nice enough to finally say something. They haven't been using it, but they finally were like, hey, we know there's a problem. We're working on it. We'll let you know.
Which I have to say, this is the first time that eBay has actually been on top of things and issued an announcement like that in a relatively expedient time frame.
Yeah, so we appreciate
they did it within a couple of hours. It was right on Seller Hub. They were acknowledging that there were a couple of issues. They were aware of the issues, and I'm sure that was to help cut down on the phone calls into customer service. Yeah. And they said that they were working on them,
which is great. Because
that's great.
As we've said before, one of the I do love eBay, but one of the things that I think they really struggle with is actually communicating when things do go awry, we'll say, which is going to happen. It's a tech company, any website, any whatever is going to have issues.
It's a crap tech company.
But
let's be real.
Let me go ahead when it comes to tech. Yeah, they do seem to have more problems than others. But anyway, I'm just going to show the shared screen here. And so here's where it says seller announcements or selling announcements in Seller Hub. And it says it's resolved. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it and just show you what it's saying now. Take a little while. It's a little slow.
Katie looks so young tonight, Rick says.
Hey, Rick, are you supposed to be watching those debates? Anyway, so it says it's resolved. It says the issue has been resolved. Again, we apologize for any inconvenience. Okay, great. It's been resolved. Now, I don't personally know all the areas that have been affected by this, but I'm going to go ahead and just say it has not been resolved.
Not been resolved. First of all, let's just talk about one of the things that they're talking about. So we all know that if you look on your Seller Hub right now, your sales for the previous 3 days, maybe even 4 days, have been wiped out. They're just not there, or they're not accurate. So that's definitely not been resolved. That's one of the issues that was reported, and that has definitely not been resolved. So that I'm not really concerned with. That's going to come.
It's whatever.
I mean, your sales are your sales.
That doesn't affect your sales. It just affects what it tells you your sales are.
Right.
So that's not been resolved.
So that has not been resolved.
So now, I don't know, like I said, I don't know the breadth of what the glitches were that they were working on. What I can tell you is where it leaves us at this moment. And if they're saying it's resolved, then that means we as sellers, especially if you are a clothing seller, you have some serious work to do.
You're screwed right now if you're a clothing seller. If you sell clothing or shoes right now and you have more than a couple hundred listings, if they're saying this is resolved, you're screwed.
Okay, you're not screwed, but you have a lot of work ahead of you. So I want to explain what they need to be doing. Can you pay attention to what's going on in the chat? Because I'm not reading that at all. Anyway, here's the problem. When they switched over all the item specifics, I'm going to go ahead.
Yes, as Allison says, ha, it's resolved. Also, global warming does not exist.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my whole thing is, let me get through this. If it is resolved, then you are going to need to be doing some editing to your listings, because as it is right now, this is what the problem. Let me go ahead and show you. So I'm looking at my listings. I'm going to go down to something I listed. I think I listed it yesterday. Okay, so I have this Donald Duck ringer t-shirt. I just listed this yesterday before all this happened. Now, let's say I want to go in. I'm going to go. Let's go ahead and look at the listing. Okay, we're going to go ahead and look at the listing. And as you can see, it says that it's a small in the title. So great, it says it's a small. And then I scroll on down here. It says, it does say size. It says small. I'm like, great. It shows up right there. That's awesome. Here's the problem. I'm going to go ahead and revise my item. I'm going to go ahead and look at what it actually looks like when I'm looking at the listing thing. I'm going to scroll on down. And we have all these additional things. Look, no size. So this is where it says required. It does not have a size here at all. But wait, you say, it said it was a small in the item specifics on the listing. Well, that's because my original, when I originally listed it, they went ahead and moved that original size small. It's down here under additional. So it's almost like if you want to add some additional stuff, show additional options. I think when you get down to the very bottom, if you want to add some custom ones or whatever.
Oh, look, pit to pit. My favorite.
Stop it.
They added pit to pit.
All right.
Way to class it up.
Settle down. So it says right here, anyway, so where it says remove, that's because this is like an additional. This is like an optional. This is like I went ahead and I added my own. I made up my own size thing, and that's where it's showing. That's why it's showing. But it's not filling it in under the required size. Now, when they switched over the item specifics, I get that they're changing things around, but I would imagine they would have wanted to put some sort of coding into the backside with the IT. And I'm just going to say a bunch of fancy sounding tech words there to take something where it's a men's t-shirt under the men's t-shirt category, and I have a size small. It seems like it would have been relatively straightforward to move that and make sure that it still said small under size. Now, guys, why is this?
Why don't you click on the sizing option? Look, it says frequent there, but click on the sizing option. No. Click on the drop down, dear.
Oh, sorry. Well, yeah, that goes without saying. Let's just say there's a lot of options.
And you cannot type it in. You can't type in the new one to get to where you want to be. You've got to scroll.
Yes, you can. You can. Let's say we wanted to make it a large. I'm going to make it a large. It goes like this, and
and I was correct.
It sort of takes you. It's a bit of a shortcut. You were somewhat correct. It eliminates some of them, but basically it shows every single one that has an L in it. So yes, that is obnoxious for sure. Now let's talk about why this is a problem, guys, why this matters and why you might need to,
other than the obvious, why is this a problem?
I'm going to show why you might need to go ahead and do some editing.
I do want to talk too. So.
As soon as possible. Go ahead. What do you want to say?
So there's a lot of people talking in the chat, like Colleen says, when you're going to hit sell similar, every single listing is going to have an exclamation point, a red exclamation point.
That's if you're doing bulk, yeah.
If you're doing bulk editing, if you're doing sell similar, you're not going to be able to end listings and relist listings right now, first of all, which is fine because it doesn't matter whether you're relisting them or they're your existing listings. Your existing listings, if you sell clothing, none of them have a size in them right now. Yeah. None of them.
You can end listings and do sell similar. You just have to change. I just want to clarify, guys. You just have to fill in the size. The problem is if you're trying to do a bulk ending of listings and any sell similar, it's going to have all these errors because all of those listings are missing this thing. So it's basically you got to go one by one by one. As far as we know right now, could be other ways to fix this, but we haven't heard anything about that. We've only been told it's resolved. So let me show you why this matters. Now, I did a pre-search right here. Vintage Tommy Hilfiger jacket. It's under the category men's clothing.
Slow down. You're speaking
so
quickly.
I'm just
loudly.
I'm just trying to get this out. So 4,171 listings under vintage Tommy Hilfiger jackets and the coats and jackets. Okay, great. Now here's where the issue comes in. There's no size to pick over here. You look down here. There's nothing. There's size type. There's no other option for sizes down here. And even if you go, let's go all the way down. Let's see, where is it? Sorry, guys, this is more filters. You look at more filters. There's a reason why I'm showing you guys all this, but there's only size type. There's no, and that shows right there, there's no size on this part of it. The only place there is on this to filter by size is at the very top, okay? Now, 4,171 results. Let's look at how many extra smalls there are. There's one. Let's look at how many
in another country
smalls there are. There's 6. Let's look at how many mediums there are. There's 13. Let's look at how many larges there are. There's 32, a little more there. Let's look at how many extra larges there are. There's 30. Let's look at how this has actually gone up. Some people must have actually done
are trying to fix their listings.
There's
right
7. Let's see how many 3XLs there are. There's 0. So I know I did that really quick, but there weren't more than about less than 100, I think. 100 listings that actually fit within any of these that are filterable, not that that's a word, which leaves, about 4,100 listings that don't even show up when you filter by size. Mm-hmm. Now, you can search by size, like if you wanted to say, I'm looking for a medium vintage Tommy Hilfiger jacket, then at least it's going to come up in the titles, so it will show up. But again, you can't filter it because it doesn't actually show up there. Now let's try another one. I looked up Star Trek t-shirt earlier. We're going to go ahead and look up Star Trek t-shirt. Now we have 80,000 results. Here's all your sizes here. Now, before I actually could search size down here. Okay, so here we can actually look at the size. Let's go ahead and see all. Yeah, not specified. 65,000 listings out of 80, guys. Out of 80, 65,000 are not specified. Which again, if anyone's using the filters at the top, that's a whole lot of listings that aren't showing up there. So I'm going to go ahead and go on us. So sorry if this is like super all over the place. Again, this isn't like a set show that we're doing or a set video where we have all the answers. We just want to say, like, this isn't fixed. My concern is that eBay has posted that it's resolved, mm-hmm. which makes me feel like nobody's still currently working on it. And B,
that means that it's on each individual seller to go in and edit your individual listings and find the proper size, not to mention the other multitude of item specifics that may or may not have anything to do with your listing that have recently popped up, like the belt size for a sweater in the men's category. Yeah. All of these things have recently popped up so that you're unable to edit any of your listings. You're unable to relist any of your listings, and you're unable to bulk change any of these things. As of now, we have not found a workaround. If someone does, please post it in our group and let us know.
This is not the end all be all of the information. We don't necessarily know what's working, not working. I haven't tried to list shoes. I don't know what's going on with shoes.
This started today. So someone asked, how long has this been happening? It started happening last night, where people were having problems when they were trying to list last night. And you really couldn't list a darn thing for several hours today until about 4 or 5 o'clock Pacific time this afternoon. About 3-4 hours ago, you were able to start listing again. And if you're doing a brand new listing, you're able to choose the appropriate drop downs where you couldn't even do that before. So you can create a new listing right now, but going in, all of your previous listings are all jacked up right now. So if it's, as far as I know, it's only in clothing and shoes right now, anything that has to do with sizes. I've had several sales today, but all of my sales and offers and everything has been on hard goods. I haven't had a single clothing or shoe sale today, which may or may not be related to this, but I'm sure it has something to do with it. If the buyers are not able to find your item, how they're supposed to buy it. I mean, most buyers don't know how to use a search feature so well that they can drill it down to what they need. So,
bottom line is, item specifics, they're great for being able to filter down to what it is that you're searching for. The problem is they took one of the biggest filters, which is size. Everybody looks for stuff in their size. And they've basically made that not work the way it needs to be working. And it's excluding a lot of people's listings depending on how they search. And I personally do search I don't search for the size in my search. I search for the item I'm searching for, and then I filter to the size. That's how I've always done it. And I'm sure there's plenty of other buyers out there who do the same thing. So
I mean, people can find your stuff if they look hard enough, but they're going to have to, if you're looking for a Star Trek t-shirt, good luck. You're going to have to search through 65,000 to find your size, or find one you like within your size.
Yeah.
And someone's asking about List Perfectly. Yes, you could probably do some of these changes if you use List Perfectly, but it's still a single listing at a time. As of right now, I have around 2,000 clothing items listed, and I am not looking forward to spending, 40 or 50 hours fixing this and losing thousands of dollars in sales trying to fix it.
So I don't know what all the issues or ramifications are going to be of these changes. And again, I don't know, is eBay fixing this to where if I just sat here and waited, all of my item specifics would get pushed over from, into the required? I don't know, but it's like I can't really sit around and wait for that to happen. So I know for me, because I only sell clothing, it's pretty important that I go in and switch that. And I'm not entirely.
And you've had a 0 day today. Right?
Again, on eBay. Again, I didn't prepare. Luckily, Etsy came through for me, and I've had multiple sales on that site. I didn't, we don't know all the answers, so I don't know.
Will this be fixed
are
in the
you
next
even
couple of days?
are you even able to bulk edit size specifics for, or do you have to? I mean, yes, you can do bulk edit, and then you can go through and do one by one by one, but that's a pain. Like, can you know what I mean? Like, it's still going to take a long time. I've got 2,000. I got 20.
And it's not just the size.
2,200
there are
listings.
lots
Yes.
of other item specifics. And I get it. They did warn us. They did say that there were going to be item specific changes that are happening in certain categories. That should be, as you're relisting items, you're able to go in and add item specifics, that sort of thing. The ones that they mentioned that were relevant, such as colors and the UPC code and the styles that were necessary for certain things, were not changing that much. If you looked at the rollout, and it told all the different categories that were supposedly going to be affected.
But size seems like a really easy one to just, like, how hard is that?
Mm-hmm. If we have to fix every one individually, like Jill says,
it's not a quick
this
fix.
is not a quick fix. It's going to cost me 20 or 30 hours right in the beginning of Q4. And in that 20 or 30 hours and how many ever days it takes me to fix 2,000 listings, I'm not going to be getting any sales in the meantime. So it's going to cost me thousands of dollars. And I'm not a big time seller. So I can only imagine what it's going to cost people that are big time sellers. This is a problem. This is a really big problem. And much like when they lost all everybody's photos last year and came back and said, oops, sorry, we can't help you find them, and you've got to start all over again. I have a feeling this is what's going to land on our lap in the next few days. Yeah. Because if they're saying that it's fixed, then that means that they fixed everything they can on their end, and the rest is on us to fix. And I have a real problem with that. 2 huge problems happening on the platform within 18 months and affecting sellers and sales very, very much. When they make big changes affect sales across the platform in general. So making big changes that affect us in a very negative way, I have a real problem with. Last year, Devin got on stage and apologized for the problem with the photographs and said that was a huge screw up, and he apologized, and there was no excuse for it, and it would not happen again. Guess what? Devin's not here now, and here we go again. Yeah. This is the same problem. This is the same type of coding and technology problem that should not be happening on a platform like this. I guarantee it's going to cost them sales as well. It's not just going to cost us sales. I mean, eBay is going to lose a hell of a lot of money too. So this is a problem that needs to be rectified, and I don't know if it will be.
Well, and normally, like, I wouldn't want to go on and do a video like this and like be like I'm just slamming eBay. The problem here is that there are things that need to be done right now. And so I know for myself, like, every minute that I'm not fixing, at the very least, the size stuff in my item specifics, every second that I'm not doing that, I'm potentially losing sales. So for me, it's like, I want to make sure you guys, if you sell clothes, if you still sell shoes or whatever, to go in and make sure that your stuff is. So basically, if you can go, here's what you can do. If you go in and do a bulk edit, in fact, let's just because I just want to make sure people are getting their stuff fixed. So at the very least, it's not, their stuff's not being seen.
And
I don't want people losing sales.
I want to answer the couple questions in there.
Yeah.
Yes. Teresa has a phone call into somebody at eBay. Lots of people do. And yes, we talk to Teresa 100 times a day. Teresa got the same message that everyone got, that they knew about it, that they were working on it. And it was going to be fixed somewhere around noon. They posted that it was fixed somewhere around 4 or 5 hours after that. As far as I know, there has been no other communication from eBay to anyone.
What does it fixed mean? That's the problem. Is like, what does it mean when they say it's fixed? If they are saying it's resolved now, then that means we have to do something to fix what's up. Okay, so I'm going to show you real quick. I'm going to go back to showing the screen here. Here, I'll just show the screen so it's bigger for you guys. So I'm just like on my listings page. So I've got 200 of them selected. I'm going to go ahead and say that I want to edit the selected one. So this is going to bring me to a bulk screen. So I just want to show you what it's going to look like. I'm assuming it's going to have a whole lot of red because it's going to be saying that I have problems with my listings and that it's missing. Yeah. So here we go. Well, 3 of them say
specific
something wrong.
size, 156.
So item specific size missing 156 items. I'm just going to click on that. So it's showing those. So every single one of these has
you have to edit individually.
The size needs to be fixed. So that's like whatever other issues are going to come up because of the item specifics things. Listen, where it's going, I'm going to be happy about, because the better the item specifics are, the better our listings are. But this is a huge problem, and this shouldn't have even happened.
You might as well cancel that right now because there's nothing that you can change at this moment.
Well, no. So I want to show, this is basically, that's just a preview. So basically, if you click on this on your listing, it should show up over here so you can edit. See, I don't even know, guys. I can't do it.
Item specifics.
Here we go. So let's go here. So I got to edit every single one of these.
Yep.
And now let's wait a little bit here. And that's not even the right one. So where's the required? There's the required one. So now I got to go in here. I don't even know what size it was supposed to be. Size medium. Thank you. So I got my size medium. All right. Save and close. Hey guys, guess what?
One.
I fixed one of my 2,000 listings. So yeah, that's a problem. So basically, that's pretty much what that's our option right now. Is going in. Yeah, the majority of new item specifics aren't even relevant. It's true. There are some ones I like. Like there's a place where it says vintage. You can pick yes or no. I like that. You can check off boxes for decades. I like that.
It's asking you for all of your measurements and your item specifics, which, what did I say? They're going to be doing away with your description. I am dead set certain that your item description is going to go away.
That's speculation, but yes.
That's, and this item specifics being as specific as they are is leading me to believe that, because there is no other reason for them to have them that in depth. I'm not going to be putting my measurements in the item specifics when it's in the body of the listing and I use Sizely.
Yeah.
I got to put my measurements in 3 times now. That's a pain in the ass. Who does that?
Anyway,
and they use pit to pit. Listen,
we don't know yet what they're going to be doing with. I'm telling you, the only reason I'm saying this is because that tomorrow people are going to be posting. I saw on Katie and Vicky that they're getting rid of the description tomorrow, and I'm just saying.
It's not what I'm saying. I didn't say tomorrow.
She's speculating her theory of what might be coming in the future. I don't know. But
Amanda, they did not give any of these hints to these changes at Open, nor did they do it in the seller update. They said that they were making changes to item specifics in the seller update, which we knew. They did not say that they were going to make item specific changes to things that were already set in the listings, and they were going to screw up everyone's listings.
Because I don't think it was planned. I would imagine that I don't think that they plan to make everybody's sizes obsolete to where I can't imagine that it was done on purpose like that. It would make sense to write into the coding if somebody has something in a men's t-shirt category and they have men's size small, that it would automatically translate over, like all of my brands translated over. The brand, which is required, it's a required item specific. They didn't remove that. So clearly they were capable of writing code to do that.
People are asking, they're trying to create a catalog. Yes, they are. They've been very open about trying to create a catalog. They've been trying to do it for shopping for many, many years now, and they are geared towards that. However, It is not something that you can really do for clothing. It is not something you can do for used clothing. And it is certainly not something you can do for vintage clothing. You can, because every single item is different, inherently different in some way, shape, or form. So that's not something that works for these specific categories. So them trying to create a catalog for used clothing is not something that's going to work. It's just not. You're not going to have duplicates of the same item when it's used. It's not. They're individual.
Yeah.
There are way too many variables and variations. So, you know, I have my theories on, like I said, what I think is going to happen over time. I don't have a problem with adding different item specifics and drop downs to make it easier for you to do a listing. I have a problem when you switch it and make it mandatory, but you don't transfer over the information that's already in current listings.
Okay,
this is a problem.
So Allison says, I'm waiting for Katie's positive spin on this. Listen,
there isn't one.
There is not a positive spin on this. However, I will say, I don't think they did that on purpose.
No, I'm not saying they did do it on purpose.
Which doesn't make it better.
It doesn't make it right.
It doesn't make it better. It makes it a mistake, and it needs to be fixed. And I don't know that it's going to be fixed, in which case we need a definitive response saying, hey, this isn't going to be fixed. So you're going to have to go in and edit all these, because guess what? It's going to take me, as you guys saw, it just took me a good 20 seconds at least to edit that one listing. And I've got 2,000 more to go. So I guess my whole thing is like, I would love to be able to say, oh, I'm just going to go to sleep and tomorrow it's going to be fixed and they will have transferred over all those items. I don't think it's going to happen. Or at least I don't think it's going to happen fast enough. And so I'd be better off just doing it myself, killing myself for the next 24 hours, making it all happen on my own, so that I can get some sales coming in, than wait for it to be fixed by eBay. Unfortunately, I mean, that sucks. It really does suck. And so, yeah.
So, Danica, Lady Luck Junk, somebody please check Vicky's blood pressure. It's through the roof, girlfriend.
It is.
And William says, thumbs up for quality content and bickering, right? Yeah, here's the thing. Like, Katie is very much polypositive with a lot of things, and that's okay. Somebody has to be, right? I am definitely the more negative Nelly of the two of us, but eBay is still my favorite platform. I am just really, really frustrated with these types of changes that cost us time and money. And this is not a hobby for me. This is my livelihood.
It feels
when
like
you fuck with my money, I'm sorry. I have a problem with it.
The problem, I think the biggest frustration I have, because I don't mind changes. I usually think change is good. And again, I think that having better item specifics options is a good thing. The problem is it feels like their IT team or whoever is doing the tech changes behind the scenes, whenever this happens, it gets messed up so royally that it causes huge, huge issues. The whole picture debacle last year was because of a change that didn't even have to do with pictures. As far as I know, my understanding of it is there was a change in a different part of the platform. And for some reason, it was almost like the collateral damage that was unexpected was the pictures disappearing.
So here's a suggestion. Jamie had made a suggestion. Use the search box on your listings page in the hub. Search by all of the smalls. Then you can bulk edit all the smalls at once. That's actually a very good suggestion.
But can you bulk edit?
Highlight that for a second.
Who said that?
Jamie.
Okay.
I don't know if that's possible, but if that's possible, that's a very good suggestion.
Yeah, you could hopefully get. So my only thing is that I don't know that I'm going to go ahead and just show this screen again. And again, like I'm putting this out there so I can be like, maybe somebody out there has the answer to this, because again, we're not coming on here to be like, listen, guys, here's the problem. Here's how you fix it. Here's how you fix it super fast. It's really awesome. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Like, that's not what we're here to do.
Tracy's watching, and Frankie, her husband, is saying, pace, not race, fix them one at a time. Yeah, it's really not possible when you have thousands of listings and your livelihood is affected to the point where you're going to be losing thousands of dollars.
So now, for instance, normally you can go, okay, I'm going to go click on all of these listings, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to edit the fields, and I can change my shipping policy.
Unless
now, it does let you do item specific. So you might be right, Jamie. That might be the way to go, is if I for sure know that I'm doing
that you spelled out medium or small or everything.
Let me cancel this. You can at least get a bunch of them. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel the changes here, just because my one change, whatever, guys. So let's do item title.
Thompson Jennings says, I fixed all of them this afternoon. It took me 1.5 hours. That's fantastic. I must not have a lot of listings. That would not be possible for me.
So I'm gonna
if I could fix it in 1.5 hours, we would not be having this conversation right now. It just would have been done already.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and let me see. I'm just trying to see. I'm gonna go by eBay categories. Again, guys, this is kind of a sloppy show. It's not really a show. We're just trying to work through the problem here. I'm trying to work through the problem here. So, because I don't know, like I want to make sure I'm in the right like I don't know what's going to happen if I do bulk by category, and like I just don't want to screw it up. You know what I mean? I just want to see how it.
Yeah,
see,
it's only like 162 listings, 37 were clothing and shoes. Thank you, Jesus. I'm happy for you. I'm not being sarcastic. I'm happy for you. If I'd be thrilled if I only had 37 clothing items to fix. 2,000 is, if it took you an hour and a half for 37 clothing items, how long do you think it's going to take me to do 2,000?
I guess I'll just do t-shirt small.
I have 2,500 plus listings, and at least 2,000 of them are clothing.
See, it does make me nervous to like try and do them all at once. But let's just see. At least you can do. I don't have very many small t-shirts, but let's just see what it's like if you try to bulk edit. If you try to bulk edit on here. So item specific size is missing. So let's just.
I'm glad you're doing this on your thing, because in case it screws all your listings up.
How dare you?
Yours, not mine.
So I'm going to go ahead. I've got the 62 that have that issue, and I'm going to click on this right here, and then we are going to go ahead and. Well, it wasn't Fields. What was it?
It's Fields.
Was it Fields? Where's that say?
You were doing it before.
Here we go. Item specific. So let's go ahead and do this. So we're going to see, guys. I don't know.
Just don't save anything if you don't know what's going on. Yeah. Let's let you try this on yours.
Sorry, guys. We're just, trying this out. And sorry if we're not keeping up with any of your comments. Because
I'm trying to read them a little bit, but it's tough to.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is taking a while. So that's going real quick.
Well, here we go.
So that's going real quick, guys.
It's a super easy fix.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
That's where I don't know that it's. Okay, so we can do.
Nope, you still can't do it.
No, hold on.
But I'm looking at it. Size type regular.
I know, but it might be. So fit's not required, is it? Why does it say fit shouldn't be required?
Well, it might be now. Who knows? Fit? Who puts the fit on a t-shirt?
Well, because so you can slim fit. There's some that are oversized. It makes sense. Yeah, it moves really fluidly. So that helps. So that totally helps. I'm trying to, yes, because if it's just a matter of like going, this is, at least it would be faster if I could just go down and go tick, 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 and save it. At least it would be a little faster. Nope. Hold on. Well, I can't tell because it's not letting me. I want to get in between there, man. Size type. What's right after size type?
I can't.
Size type. Color. Sleeve length. Yeah, so does it not let me do just size? No, I think it was like way down over here, though.
Yeah, Colleen's asking what's happening with multiple size variation listings. Holy crap, Colleen, I don't even know.
Who knows?
I don't have anything with multiple size variations because mine are all one-off. So that's even crappier. Teresa would be a good person to ask for that. She's not in the chat right now. I have a feeling she's probably ignoring the 9 million messages she's getting, and rightfully so. But she'd be someone to ask because she has a lot of variations. So yeah.
Okay, so
now it's got a size chart, and they've all.
I know, but that's the whole other thing.
But they all have.
I know
the red thing next to it. Like,
well, I know, mandatory. But it's not. Okay, so
you don't know if it is.
Well, but it's not. So we're gonna see. So this is really. Super...
It's saying edit listings individually grouped by category. Can you edit them in bulk? Click at the top. Is that an option even?
I don't know.
Edit listings in bulk. You have them grouped by category.
See, hold on. I know. I want to get this off of here real quick. Why is this? Does it even let me do it here? See, and it's super responsive. So I'm finding it to be incredibly helpful. All right.
See, she's getting sarcastic now. Okay, Lorna said she did hers in bulk. It did not work.
Yeah. It's going super slow, so.
Yeah, so see, Helen said eBay announced OptiSeller yesterday. I agree. I'm not sure if that's something that's going to work. I don't think it's related because OptiSeller is a program that's been around for a while. It's kind of like that web interpret thing that it's like a third party that eBay is allowing to advertise on their page for some reason. I have not looked at it yet, and I think that might just be a coincidence, or maybe not a coincidence, but they knew this was going to be a cluster and they decided to advertise for that company because
I don't know.
I haven't looked into it yet.
We have no idea, guys. Okay, so I'm only changing. Everything else is no change, guys. Everything else is no change. I'm only changing.
But look at how many of them have
but
red mandatory.
They're not mandatory, but let's just go.
I don't know that.
Okay.
Click on it and see.
I'm not going to click on it and see because I have no size chart to change it to. So I'm going to go ahead and do this only. I'm only changing this to a small. We're going to see what happens. Okay.
0 out of 62 listings processed.
Well, that always
super fast.
This is going about as fast as it usually does that part. Okay. So we're just going to try this and see what happens. All right. 61. Okay, so I don't know what that means, but we're going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and submit changes on these guys. I'm going to do it. I'm totally going to do it. You can't stop me. I don't know what those are, but I'm just going to go ahead and do it. So maybe all my smalls are going to be all messed up.
Yeah, Erin, OptiSeller, if you just go look at your seller hub, it's there under announcements. Neither one of us have used it, so I don't really want to comment on it yet because I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm with you, Picky Pants. I know a lot of people in IT, and we have a lot of people that are sellers that were formerly IT and currently. All of your listings have errors, and none of them can be submitted until the errors are fixed.
Okay, what is the errors on these? Those are just why can they not be revised?
I have no idea.
So what's the error? Come on, man.
OptiSeller says pit to pit too. I don't even know what to tell you. Oh, if you have offers out, you cannot make changes. Fabulously Frugal said that might be what that is.
Oh, it is what it probably is. Son of a bitch. All right. Well, that went really well, guys. Mm-hmm. That went super well. So this, I guess, here's what I would say to that is you want to go through and I guess make sure you have no offers out anymore. You can
see how red my cheeks are? Like, I don't know if that's the blood pressure.
The rage.
That's the rage simmering right now.
Yeah.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah, no, it won't let me because I can't, because
just get out of there.
Oh, hold on. Let me go ahead and do that. Submit changes.
You can just X out.
No, stop.
It's not going to let you do anything. Just hit your home screen. You're done.
Yeah, it's not cool, man.
Anyway.
So let's cancel out of there. So I guess what I would say is that you can go in and you can get rid of all of your open offers, any offers that you currently have open, and then go back in and try it again. Because let's see. Because I don't know, is that even, let me see, edit selected. Okay, my brain's not working right now.
All right, you're going to mess up your listings.
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
Oh, I'm glad she's working on her screen and not mine. Listen, her story, not my story.
I'm just going to do that same 68 and see, I don't know if it actually submitted any of those, but they're all still bad. Okay, so it did fix those ones. All right, so let's actually go back. Let me cancel it again. Yes, cancel. Let me go in and look at, okay, so here's that Donald Duck one that we looked at earlier, guys. Mm-hmm. Let's go in and edit it individually. and just see. Yep. So it has small in there. Okay. So it does work. You want to be super careful. I mean, so that definitely was much faster.
Jamie, that was a really good tip. So thank you for that.
Oh, sorry guys. I wasn't showing the screen, but I was able to go ahead. It did actually do that for those listings. And so I just went back and checked the Donald Duck t-shirt. It does have the small in there. So I was able to fix like 64 of them
in a more speedy 10 minutes.
Much more quickly than if I was doing them all individually. So yeah. So basically you're going to want to go through and fix them, do as many in bulk, but be very careful that you are sticking to all items that are the same type, and I don't know, whatever.
Lorna said it didn't work on her end.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, Lorna. I'm sorry.
Suzanne says your hair looks nice, Vicky. You've got that going for you. Thanks. I haven't combed it in 12 hours, but actually longer. It's 8 o'clock now. I left the house at 6:30 this morning. I went apple picking today with some friends and my friend's daughter. So I'm glad I wasn't around this morning. I took a half a day. I was planning on coming home and listing like a fiend this afternoon. That did not happen.
So Right Brain Liz says, does eBay have a way to let sellers know changes that are around the corner, or is it usually after the fact? Listen, they've been talking about this for a long time. This is not new. This is not a surprise. If you've been paying attention to, they made announcements during eBay Open. They've been talking about it. This is not a planned change. If they planned to do it this way and didn't tell us, that would be nuts. I really do believe this is a mistake that was made when they did all those changes to the listings, because I can't imagine that they plan to make everybody have to go in and change their size item specifics manually, when it should have been just as easy as porting over the brands, because all the brands went to the right place. Like when you look at, I'm going to show this one more time. When you look. Let's go in and do the whole revise thing. When they switched everything over, it's like when you look under the required, the brand's there, the size type is there, the graphic tee that I had is there, color is there.
That all transferred over.
So why couldn't size transfer over? There's no, so this isn't something that they would have let us know ahead of time, like, hey, heads up, we're totally going to screw up all your listings. No, because they screwed up all the listings. It was a mistake. Mm-hmm. It was not a planned thing to have happen.
Are they OGC resale? I just saw that you sent me a message through Instagram. So hopefully this answers your question. I was going to refer you to this video that we don't have any better answers for you. But, do you have any idea when eBay will have this fixed? They're saying it is fixed.
They're saying that they're not saying that this exact thing is fixed. What they are saying here, let's look at it again real quick. And this is where it gets frustrating with communication, is that what they are saying is
department is a new one too. Thompson Jennings says you might need to select it: men's, women's, kids. Great.
So what they earlier said, we received reports of technical issues in Seller Hub, including sales graphs not being up to date, as well as problems when revising or creating listings within clothing, shoes, and accessories categories. So they didn't say specifically what they were working on, but they have now said that it's resolved. So what that tells me, basically it's like, was there a different problem they were working on that was resolved? Like, what was resolved? Because
neither one of the things that they mentioned have been resolved.
Because if the resolution is that none of us have the required size item specific, then that's not really resolved. That's not. And if that is the resolved state of it, then I guess now we've got our work cut out for us. But I guess I would say, I don't know. I hope that, all of you guys, if you have issues on your listings, please report it. Mm-hmm. Go ahead and report it
right through your Seller Hub. There is a way to contact and report. Send us your feedback right at the top of your eBay listing that you just have right there.
Yeah, I'll show you. Just basically, if you want to just go ahead, I'll just show it here.
Comments right here.
If you want to just go ahead from the listing page, it doesn't really matter, but this is a good enough place as any. From your manage active listings, if you want to go ahead and click on comments right here. And a lot of these you don't have to answer all this stuff. They force you to do with, are you satisfied? Whatever, you can click.
You can also send a message through through eBay for Business, their Facebook page. The more people that report these issues, the higher it gets escalated up to the teams that need to make the changes to fix these issues. If they have any intention of fixing it, you know, they need to hear that this is still an issue.
Right. Or, so basically you can go in here, you can put your email address and just put what could we do in the future to improve the active listings page for you? I wish they would change this to what is the issue you are having at this moment. But you can fill it in right here, just say what it is, hit send, and somebody there will see it. Whatever team deals with this page will see it. But the bottom line, just real quick, what I'm asking, because I'm sure somebody eBay is going to see this, because of course we are horribly bashing eBay right now and dragging them through the mud. And so this is what we have. This is a message we have for eBay. Please just tell us this is how it's going to be for this issue. And so the rest of us, so we all know now we have to change our item specifics, our size.
And don't wait a week to tell us.
Or tell us, because I got to start working on it now.
Right. And it took a week when there were the issues with the photographs last year before they even addressed that there was an issue, never mind that they were not able to fix it and you were on your own. Tracy had a question in there and said, in the third paragraph, doesn't it say that they're working on issues? Yeah, Tracy, the way that the message reads is the initial message was them saying they were working on it. And then the sentence at the top saying that the issue has been resolved was they added it on the top of the original message. So yeah, there's still.
So basically it's like, either tell us that this is it, and now we need to do this on our own, or tell us we are working like crazy and we are now going to be porting over your old sizes into the new required size, blah, 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 blah. I just need to know that specific issue is either being worked on or it's not being worked on, and it's a done deal. So now we all know that Lorna has 4,000 listings to go through.
Yeah. So resting thrift face, you might want to watch this from the beginning. Your listing will look appropriate. It's going to have it there, but there's 2 separate spots for sizes now on your stuff. So that's what you're going to want to go and take a look at. I don't know if you've been watching the video from the beginning.
And maybe shorts, like, where are you looking? Because all of my stuff has a size listed. It's just in the wrong place. It's not in the required anymore. And that's the problem, is that it's there, but it's not in the right place. Yeah,
like Angela says, way more requirements in weird places. So let's see. Why did they do this in Q4? I don't know. I don't know why they do it in any quarter, because last year it was in April when we had our big, huge mess. So somebody said, is this why they didn't have any sales today? I didn't sell any clothing today. Katie has had a 0 sales day on eBay today. That doesn't happen for either one of us generally. So
luckily Etsy's selling for me.
I sold hard goods on eBay and I sold on Etsy today. But Etsy for me, obviously Etsy, and for Katie as well, Etsy is just a small side hustle. eBay is my main squeeze still. So for me to go dark on eBay is a problem. For me to go dark for the several days that it may take me to fix this, or the week that it may take me to fix this, while not being able to list new items, is a problem.
Yeah. Well, and Debbie has a good point. Customers are gonna give up and look elsewhere. Yeah, I mean, somebody who's looking for a certain jacket or a certain T-shirt or something like that, and they want it in their specific size, I mean, they're going to have a harder time finding it.
And customers are going to give up and look elsewhere. They're going to go to Amazon. They're going to go to Posh. They're going to go, I don't know. They're going to say screw eBay and go buy new. I mean, who knows if someone's looking for something in a clothing item and they have to sort through 6,000 listings to find one. There's a reason why we have item specifics. There's a reason why they've changed them. There's a reason why they've been saying that we need item specifics, because customers require that, and it's easier for search. Well, it's easier for search if you don't mess up the ones that were already there.
Yeah. Rope and Reseller says, I would think eBay would want to fix this. They aren't making any money either. Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, of course they want to fix it. Listen, it's not a matter of like them not wanting to fix it. I mean, the whole picture thing that happened last year, they wanted to fix that. They tried to fix it. And for some people they could, but for the most part, it's like you kind of were on your own to go see if you could find the cached versions of your pictures or whatever. It wasn't that they didn't want to fix it. They want to. It's just a matter of like, are they going to, and how quickly? Because for me, I mean, I'm only selling clothing. And so for me, it's like, I would rather do it myself and spend the next, I mean, I think I could probably do it within, she said like 30 or 40 hours, which probably if she does it on her own, that's probably what's going to happen. It would probably take me at least probably 5 hours. I don't know, because I do have a lot of
take you
listings.
more than that. I don't know. So Justin's saying, I think they're going to fix this. You know what? That's what I thought with the picture issue last year, and that was never fixed. So,
well, they couldn't because they were gone. They couldn't do anything about it. But yes, I think that they would try to fix it eventually. What I'm saying is that for me, I can't let my 2,000 plus clothing listings sit and wait even for another 24, 48 hours, 1 week, without being in the right place, when I know I can resolve it myself now if I just sit down and spend 5, 8, 10 hours myself doing it. I would rather do that and have it is resolved as quickly as possible than wait for I don't know when, because they're not saying that there's even a thing that they're working on now because they've already said it's resolved. So that's my issue.
So Judy asking about this might be have something to do with managed payments. Now, entirely different. This has absolutely nothing to do with managed payments. Just like your seller hub not showing your sales totals properly is an entirely different department. So that's one has nothing to do with the other. There just have to be two issues that are happening at the same time. The seller hub not showing your daily sales total being correct is a pain, but it's not life-changing. It doesn't affect your income. You're still actually making sales. So, I mean, that'll eventually catch up and be fixed. It's aggravating if you like to look at your stuff every day like I do.
So Tracy is asking if we should not list new items until it's fixed. No, you go ahead and list new items. The item specifics are there. Go ahead and list new items and make sure that you fill in any required item specifics when you create your new listings. Like, don't stop working. I did listings today and it was fine. Like, I was able to list new stuff. The problem is in your stuff that's currently listed, you need to be going in and editing them and making sure that all of the required item specifics are filled out. Those are super important.
Jamie, thank you for that tip in doing the bulk edit. That will work for anyone that spells out their titles like that.
Not everybody does.
I don't.
Well, and here's the thing for me.
So I don't know if it's going to work for me.
Yeah, for me, it's not going to work for everything, but it'll at least help me to get through a bunch of them more quickly. I'll be able to get as many bulk done as possible so that I won't have to do too many of them one at a time.
Right. The faster we individually fix this, the faster our sales will get back to normal. I agree with you. The problem is we shouldn't have to. We shouldn't have to fix this. And if this is something that they're going to revert, if I go and waste 15 to 20 to 30 hours fixing this and not listing new items and not working my business the way I should be, I've now wasted all this time. And then they revert it back in another week or 3 or 5 days. And then I've just wasted all that time. I'm going to be livid, even more livid than I am right now, if that's possible. It's a problem. This is she's going to move out. This is a real problem that we should not be having to deal with at all. Never mind in Q4. So every hour that I'm fixing their problem is costing me money.
Sure.
Every hour that these item specifics are not working is costing me money. And I have a problem with that.
Yes. And I completely agree with that. And there's ways things should be and the way things are. And so there's a couple of things that we can be doing. One, we can be talking about this. We can be letting eBay know, every single person, make sure that you are reporting that you're still having issues with your sizes and stuff like that, so that they know that this is an issue and at the very least tell us. And then also, so we can be talking about it and saying it's not okay, but also let's actually be proactive and deal with it ourselves, because we have to, unfortunately. If you want it done sooner, if you want your stuff ready to go sooner, you're going to have to do it yourself. Not cool, but still a reality. And I would rather do the thing that I have control over and make it work and hopefully get things.
I agree. Jody is saying the difference between the lost images and the sizing issue are massive. I agree with you. The lost images were just lost. They could not retrieve those. And this is something that's a coding issue that they should be able to reverse. Can or will they do that? Is that something they're planning on doing? That's what we need to know. We need to have some sort of communication from eBay, especially when they're saying that they recognize that there was an issue, but then they came in and said the issue is now fixed. It's not fixed.
And if they can do it, but it's going to take 4 days, guess what? I'm going to do it myself because I need it done sooner. So,
I can't go 4 days without sales. You know what I mean? So I'm going to have to go in and fix it as best as I can. I will try to use, Jamie's shortcut, but I don't spell out my title. I put S or M or L or extra large. I very, very rarely spell out my title. So if I'm trying to look by just the S, as she had said before, the S is going to pull up everything with the word S, everything that has a letter S in it, I think. I don't think it's going to pull it up as an isolated letter. So I'm screwed. So yeah, it is going to take me a very, very long time.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah. And, Jody, you're right. I mean, the size info is still there. That's the thing. It is still there, but it should be fixable. Again, my whole issue is that nobody's telling me. And so it's like, okay, I could wait. I could sit back and I could wait to hear, hopefully tomorrow, that they say, hey, we're working on it. We're fixing it today. And then I could wait till tomorrow. And then they say, hey, we're working on it, but then it's not going to be fixed for another 2 days. And then I wait 2 days and then they're like, we're working on it.
Or no, now it's not.
Or we don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
And then the next thing you know, a week's gone by and it hasn't been fixed. And then it finally gets fixed. But you know what? The people who fixed it on day one themselves got all the sales. First thing I'm going to do, go in and change my vintage Tommy Hilfiger jackets, because then I'll be one of the only 10 jackets that's listed, that's searchable. Give me an edge on all you other sellers out there that are waiting for it to get fixed for you.
Yeah, because I don't put the word size. I don't spell out SIZE or SZE or SZ on my titles because it's a wasted word. I've never done that. And I always just put the letter. I don't spell out small or medium or large. I never do. So my stuff is going to be harder to find, I think.
All right, real quick. Wendy Larkin wants to know, can you guys say what has happened? 4 question marks. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to break it down so fast right now. Are you ready for this?
Yep.
Are you ready for this?
Sure.
Okay. eBay just did some changes to item specifics, added a whole bunch of extra ones. Problem is, on clothing, at least that I know of, is that they took your sizes, they moved it down to just kind of like additional item specifics.
Mm-hmm.
And then the required size is blank. And so the problem is it's showing up as you not having a size that is that you can filter when somebody's doing a search and you want to filter by size. Yours is not going to show up as being one of those sizes because it's not going to look like it has a designated size, even though it does. And so because of that problem, you need to go in and fix all of your listings and make sure that you have all of your required item specifics filled out so as not to cause any more problems for now until the next problem comes along, and then we'll deal with that, and Vicky's face will get even more red, and then I will be over here.
Yes, Teresa did say it was a known issue, and the team said it would be fixed this afternoon. That was what she was told. The fact is that it was not. So what was communicated to her by whoever she spoke with, I'm sure that's what they thought was going to happen, but it is not fixed. And this is what this whole, video is about.
They said it was a known issue. They said they were working on it. Teresa to let us know that she heard it was going to be fixed by noon. It ended up not being updated until 5:47 Pacific Standard Time, and they said it was resolved. It is not resolved. At least the thing that we are having an issue with is not resolved. What they're saying is resolved, I don't know, because they never specify what they actually were working on. Just something about having to do with item specifics and seller hub, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. So Angela busted out a $2 super chat and told me to check my FB Messenger. She sent pictures. I'm a little scared. What, Angela, are you sending me?
What kind of pictures are you sending, Angela? I'm kidding. So
yeah, and that's yes. So she's sending me the pictures of all when you go into bulk editing of item specifics, and that's the other problem is that when we were just looking at how you were saying like, oh, it's showing there that it's required. Mm-hmm. The thing is, those aren't required when you go to just like do a listing. So this makes it even more confusing. Is that let's just do.
You need to get into it again.
I know, but if you're going to just
You're going to anyway.
I'm going to anyway because I just want to like make sure people see this. So when you go look at recommended, okay, none of these have the little red asterisks. Sorry, guys. None of these have.
Angela says it is showing.
I know, but within bulk, that's what I'm saying. You pointed it out when we were looking at bulk. Mm-hmm. And so what I'm saying is it makes it super confusing because when you're doing an individual listing, it is absolutely not required, but people are going to go and they're going to be going in and trying to do a bulk edit. And they're going to be like, oh my God, everything's required. I don't know what size chart is. And it's going to be super confusing. And it's going to make people pretty much want to jump off a cliff. Mm-hmm. So yes, that's an issue, but Angela's are not
right. When she just
required.
did it by bulk, she only had to change the size for it to resave. But yeah, it's just a cluster. It's a cluster, and you might be able to do it if you sort. If you go back and watch this video and sort the way that Jamie said to do, and we talked about, you might be able to do it that way. You might be able to save yourself some time. I personally will not be able to sort that way, so I don't know what the hell I'm going to do.
I don't know.
So yeah, fix your crap, eBay, please. We spend a lot of money.
I know. So Allison says, you know, it just seems like the size item specific is in twice now. I mean, it's not really in twice. They basically created it as if you've ever done that thing where, you know, it just says like, hey, you want to add your own item specific, and you could like make up anything. You can put like, I don't know, what's something you could make up, like item that Victoria will roll her eyes at. And then you can add like answers. It's like you literally can do that. You can add anything you want. And so they kind of, when they moved everything over, they took your old size specific and they made it like you added it yourself. So you can just remove it. Yeah. So it's just,
it might be easier to end all listings and individually sell similar. That's what Rick says, Thrift Fever. I don't know. It wouldn't be easier and individually sell similar for me with 2,500 listings,
or for Lorna with her 4,300 listings. So
yes, anyway. And I did read elsewhere that those of us that sell bras, there are no longer pre-owned or used drop downs. I don't sell bras very frequently. I don't think I have any for sale right now. So that might be an issue. You've always been able to sell pre-owned bras, not pre-owned underwear, but pre-owned bras. It's a different thing.
Anyway, guys, all right. We've already been somehow at this for over an hour. But
I'm shocked.
Hey, I mean, I'm sure I don't know if we did any good, if we helped at all. Basically, bottom line, I just want to say, make sure you go and do like a bulk edit on your listings and at least look and see, like, if you get all those red alerts, if you can see that you have issues, because those need to be changed.
So I assume that's Mo asked, is this info stored in list perfectly? It doesn't matter whether it's stored in list perfectly or not, because it's an entirely different drop down area. Mm-hmm. So it's not that it has disappeared. It's that there is a second area that needs to be, your sizing needs to be put into. So your information is still there. It's just not relevant any longer. eBay is now searching by a different drop down. So it doesn't matter whether it's in your listing on List Perfectly or not. And that would only be if you use List Perfectly and if you stored every single thing in the catalog, which I don't. Mm-hmm. I only have, I think, 100 listings in my catalog because I don't create my listings there and leave them.
Yeah.
So that won't really affect very many people.
Mm-hmm. All right. I guess that's enough. What do you say? What say you?
Yeah, I'm done. Time to go make dinner, I suppose.
It's only 8:30. What happened? And that whole hour went by.
I don't know.
All right, guys.
Done, guys.
We love you. If you make sure you go check and, you know, sleep on it if you have to. I mean, don't stay up all night doing it tonight. Get up in the morning if you can. Get to work on it. Do it yourself.
Yeah, we had almost 300 people watching live at a random Tuesday night and an unplanned show. So that means that this is an issue that is affecting people and people are concerned with. So make sure that you message eBay for Business. Make sure that you send your comments through the Seller Hub if this is affecting you, and talk about your issues, because if they hear from enough people, then this is something that they can or could change. If they think it's okay and we're just complacent and, oh, it's no big deal. No, it is a big deal. This is several hours of listing changes.
They need to understand the how many sellers are actually being affected by this. So anyway, all right, guys, we will see you later. We're going to go have dinner, maybe drink a beer. I don't know.
I might need tequila tonight. I don't even like tequila.
All right, guys. Bye.
Bye, guys.